What's up, you guys? It's Steve here, and executive orders by the president for an assortment of different things we are hearing is on the way. They're calling for wiping out $10,000 in student loan debt, responding to Roe v. Wade, and yes, even fourth federal level stimulus checks to everybody in the nation for gas. I'm going to get you caught up on the latest that's coming out on this. This is your breaking news stimulus check update and stimulus package update. Now, first off, take a look at the headlines that are coming out. Pressure builds on Biden to turn to executive actions despite its limits and risks. As we know, Congress holds the power of the purse to issue out new funds, but the president, he does have the legal authority to reallocate and repurpose existing unused funds and send it out to the American people. We saw former President Donald Trump do this with the LWA program, taking existing FEMA funds, and right now, we're hearing there's over $800 billion of leftover stimulus money from previous packages just sitting there, and they're saying, take that money and send it to the American people. Now, take a look, you guys. There's a laundry list that progressives are saying that they want the president to do, and the first of which is going to be canceling student loan debt. This is just the start. They said that you ran your presidency on wiping out $10,000 of student loan debt per borrower. You need to do that along with a response to Roe v. Wade, and also consider gas stimulus checks. Now, we're going to be seeing what the president does, how he responds to everything going on, but they're saying he needs to do something and do it soon because his approval rating is down. So are Democrats. They made promises over a year ago for an assortment of different things, none of which have been fulfilled. And midterm elections are right around the corner, and they're saying you have got to get something done. Take a look, you guys. This is the latest on the request for checks. Federal gas rebate checks worth $100 a month. Forthcoming? Well, this came out back in March with the record high gas prices, and it was pushed to the side. They considered a federal gas tax holiday by the president, which we heard is a flop. Now, stimulus checks are back on the table in consideration. Now, I gave you all the latest details on this particular bill for $100 per month per person. If you want to check it out, do so right after this video. I give you all the details. But now let's dive into the calls for the president to do executive actions right away to start getting things done right before these elections. So that way, Democrats are saying it'll be fresh in the minds of voters right before they hit the polls. Now, before we do, if you could do me a quick favor, just takes a second. If you appreciate the updates, keeping you up to speed on everything going on, don't forget to take a quick second to smash that like button for me. Helps me out a ton with the algorithm. Thank you so much. If you appreciate the content, I appreciate it. Also, leave comments, share this out. If you want to stay up to date, totally free. Why not? Come join the Ram fam. All you got to do is smash the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell. I cite all my sources, link them in the description, put them on the screen, read right from them so you know what's the latest. If you got any specific questions for me, shoot them to me in the DM on Instagram at SteveRam3. I've got a second channel, Steve Ram Finance, where you can learn about growing wealth and personal finance. There's a lot going on in our economy. I want to make sure that my viewing community knows what's taking place, and I can help you as much as I can. And also keep an eye out for a comprehensive list of all checks on all levels, cities, counties, and states that are going out right now that a lot of people don't know about, and in many cases you have to apply, and if you miss it, the money just goes back to the federal government. Well, I want to make sure that you don't miss out. A lot of these checks are only available for a limited amount of time. I'm going to keep you up to date on everything. But with that being said, you guys, let's dive into the latest on executive orders and let you know what's happening right now in Congress for calls for the president to send out more executive orders. All right, so first off, link in the description below to this article that just came out this month that says, President Joe Biden is facing inflation, potential recession, and a domestic agenda that is languishing in the Senate. And they're talking about that Build Back Better reconciliation bill that was supposed to pass last year. Now it's under discussion. We're in the second half of the year now, and we're hearing from Congress that finally they could have an agreement on this month. Now, if you missed my video update on that just a few days ago, you might want to check it out to get the latest on that. Now, also, in addition to that, last week, the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade, the landmark abortion ruling, and this week, they upended his climate plans. Now, the looming midterm elections, they look dire for his party, and his base is frustrated. Pressure is mounting on President Joe Biden to take action, and we're hearing them say, we've got a laundry list for you to go through. Issue these out and help out your party and yourself right before these elections. Now, the White House needs to move faster and do more on at least the executive actions that we've already outlined for them, that we've been in discussion on with them, said Representative Pramila Jayapal, head of the Congressional Progressive Caucus, in an interview, and she said it feels like the delays overwhelm the actual action. And she's leading the charge on this, saying President Joe Biden, All these promises unfulfilled. We need to take action. Here's the list. We'd like you to do this and do it right away. Now, if only it were that easy, though, say those close to Biden, pointing to the serious problems facing the president if he were to issue a flurry of executive orders in the coming months. While such actions might satisfy his base for a time, they are also likely to leave portions of it disappointed and won't bring about the dramatic changes that some Democrats are seeking. Now, executive orders, they are the best temporary measures, but they are easily reversed by the next president, or they could be overturned in court, and frequently ineffectual. As a creature of the Senate, in which he served for more than 3 decades, President Biden prefers legislation. Now, if history is a guide, Biden is likely to follow in the footsteps of his previous president, who issued a raft of executive orders ahead of the midterm elections. And this is very typical. We see it all the time, passed right before, so it's fresh in the minds of voters. And a lot of people are expecting executive orders right before those elections. Now, Pramila Jayapal and other progressives say that Biden has balked on moving forward on other Democratic priorities. He has not yet forgiven student loan debt. For example, the proposal under consideration that would wipe out $10,000 per borrower. And they're saying he's not going far enough. They'd like to see $50,000 per borrower wiped out. Now, before addressing other top items, it seems like President Joe Biden right now, he's waiting to see what they're going to be receiving from Senator Joe Manchin, who has been a roadblock for them to pass through the Build Back Better reconciliation bill. Now, the Senate is trying to address all of these issues in its current legislation. We're going to see what makes it in, but whatever doesn't, they're saying prepare for executive orders. Now, earlier this month, Biden called on Congress to lift the federal gas tax for 3 months, that gas tax holiday, a move that Obama previously had called a gimmick, but stopped short of issuing executive orders. So he called upon Congress to do this, yet didn't issue the orders. He also called on states to suspend their own fuel tax and for oil companies to lower their costs. But such reluctance may not last much longer, says Norman Ornstein, a political scientist at the American Enterprise Institute. The temptation to use executive action naturally goes up as the ability to get things done in Congress goes down, which it seems like is happening right now. So they're saying, do not be surprised if coming up here very soon, President Joe Biden starts issuing out executive orders and executive actions to get things done. And they're saying, don't be surprised if monthly reoccurring checks might be amongst those executive actions. As take a look at this article, you guys, just coming out. President Joe Biden has dug deep into his bag of tricks to deal with the surging prices of gasoline in the United States, from tapping into emergency oil reserves and floating the idea of a federal gas tax holiday to urging oil companies to ramp up production. And now Biden and other lawmakers are considering sending a federal gas rebate check to all Americans. A White House official told Fox Business in early June that the Biden administration has not ruled out the distribution of gas rebate cards as a way of subsidizing the price of gas for American motorists. The president has made clear that he is willing to explore all options and hear all ideas that would help lower gas prices for the American people, who requested to remain anonymous. Now, again, if you missed all the details on that bill, check it out. But we're hearing that if they cannot get this through the process of reconciliation or traditional legislation, that we might be able to see executive orders coming from the president. Now, we're going to see, because it's starting to look like it might be the only option, as we're hearing that a lot of the provisions for direct assistance to people have been stripped out of the Build Back Better bill, the reconciliation bill. We're hearing there is not support for a lot of these provisions from Republicans who are concerned about increasing the nation's debt and inflation. So it's looking very likely executive orders could be on the way and might be the only way. So there you have it, you guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Do you think the president is going to be issuing executive orders? If he does, do you think it's going to be this month, next month? When will we see this come? What provisions will he include? Will he go through the progressives' laundry list? Will he wipe out 10,000 student loan debt, provide monthly reoccurring checks? What do you think is going to be on the way here? And is it going to convince voters right before the midterm elections to keep him and Democrats in power? Or do you think it's too little, too late? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, you guys. But that is the latest. And as always, thank you so much for joining me. If you made it this far and you haven't already, don't forget, smash the like button. If you appreciate the updates, leave your comments, share this out. If you want to stay up to date, it's free. Why not? Come join the Ram fam. Smash the subscribe button, turn on that notification bell. Any specific questions, shoot them to me in the DM on Instagram at SteveRam3. Join my second channel, Steve Ram Finance, and keep an eye out for a comprehensive list of all checks on all levels so you don't miss out on anything. But with that being said, you guys, once again, thank you so much for joining me. Hope you and the family have a blessed Sunday, a blessed 4th of July weekend, and I will catch you in the next one. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.